right, we're good. How's it going?
Good. Been a while.
I know.
Is it July?
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's think about what's changed. I'm married now. You're engaged.
Yeah.
Were you engaged the last time we did this?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I'm married. You're engaged. I'm done with my job.
Yeah.
Just chilling, bro.
gosh. What are you going to do for the next month?
I don't know. Just relax. Do more of this, maybe.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be in, like I said, I'll be in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
First time being in California, which would be fun.
Good luck.
Yeah. I've heard that San Diego is one of those places where you can see the stark contrast of like wealth inequality. You can see like a Bugatti drive down the street and then see like a guy shooting up, like a homeless guy shooting up on across the street. Like,
yeah.
maybe that's not everywhere in San Diego, but
I think it's just...
that seems like all of Southern California to me.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just a stereotype. I don't know.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see the thing where like people were blocking the highway in
No.
California? There were like 75 people on a highway just shutting down traffic, pretty much. I don't know if it was organized or anything like that, but
Was it for like a specific
I
protest?
don't think so.
I thought I saw something about like a Palestinian
It could have been that.
thing. Yeah.
No.
Oh. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. But we'll be out there for a week too, so you're gonna have to find stuff to do. But
True.
we were checking the weather. It's supposed to be like 60, 70s. Be nice. Change
Surf.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Go surf, go hit the beach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never been to California, but I know it's warm.
Yeah.
I know there's water.
Yeah.
There's sun.
Yeah.
That you can't find here.
I'm excited to be out there. Just taste it, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you'll probably be out there a little bit over the next couple of years, right?
For what?
If you're a stepdad station out there,
Oh, yeah. Might be out there, yeah.
gotta get used to it.
Yeah. 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 I think it's kind of crazy that I never knew this, but I guess it's just because I've never been to California, but like San Diego is like right on the border of Mexico and California. It's like
I
really
didn't
close.
know that.
Yeah, it's really close. And so there was this old intern at GE that was telling me she worked for a company that was located in San Diego, and they had some business ties. They had maybe an office in like Tijuana, which is like right across the border from San Diego. And she said for a while they would like every now and then, maybe like once or twice a month, they'd take a trip to the Tijuana office. And then she said that then they started discovering like corpses washing up on the San Diego beach, and like this was like a regular thing, like every now and again. And then that's when they like stopped going to Tijuana for like a time period, and like the cartel's in action. So
Yeah, I don't know if I could deal with that.
yeah, GE has like a they have this site. I don't know exactly where it is in Mexico, but they call it Border Ops, and I know that
GE Border Ops?
it's just a plant where they
Okay.
make like products and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But they call it border operations 'cause
Because it's way down there.
south of the border. Yeah. But I know some coworkers who have gone down there, and I think they need security when they go down,
I
you
bet.
know,
Yeah.
which is weird. Like, why would you have a plant somewhere where you need like security? I don't know.
I think it's because the labor is...
Worth it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's America.
Yeah. Okay. What was
Wait,
your?
about kind of on the lines of labor. Did you see the toy company is it
Hasbro?
Hasbro?
Yeah.
They'd laid off, I forgot what percentage, but it was like 1,100, like 1,300 employees or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, because toy sales have been so bad in the Christmas season.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I
Mhm.
wonder why.
Because everybody wants an iPhone.
I guess
There's
maybe.
no like physical physical toys that kids are clamoring for anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you feel about that? I was talking to Jeff Weigel about that like a while back, because he was talking about whether or not it's a smart idea to give your kid like social media or a smartphone, right? And he said, like, obviously there's limits, but he made the point that at a certain age, if you don't allow your kid to have some of those things to a certain extent, that they're not gonna be able to like socialize with their age group. And
it makes sense when you put it that way, because it's true. Because if they go meet people and they have no sense of where any of those kids are coming from, it'd be a little bit hard to relate. But then you have to balance the protection, right, that you want to give them.
I feel like, I don't know, what do you think? I think middle school, they got to have a phone by then. I don't know if it has to be a smartphone, but like there has to be like some way to contact your kids.
There's other ways to communicate for sure. I guess, like, me personally, I didn't have a phone or like any way to text, communicate like that until high school.
Really? Mm-hmm. You didn't have a smartphone. You didn't have a phone until high school.
Nothing. Yeah, I had an iPod Touch in 8th grade.
Okay.
That I could like Wi-Fi text with. I don't even think I really did. Like, I could iMessage text.
Yep.
But then once I was in high school, I got a smartphone.
Okay.
But all through middle school, no phone. Because to me, it's like, if you're not driving yourself other places, I don't think there's any reason to like have a phone as a kid. Did you
feel like it was too late for you to get a phone, or was it really perfect timing?
I think it was probably because of the school I was at too. Like, there was probably like only 1/4 of the kids in middle school had a phone, and it was their reasons were like, I mean, they actually needed to communicate with their parents. Like, they're just in different situations.
Gotcha.
Than I was, so I didn't feel like I was missing out. Yeah. Because there were other kids, like my close friends didn't have any either. But then, like, once high school hit, it actually made sense.
When I was in middle school, it felt like everyone had a phone at least. There were a lot of people who had like iPhones and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it ramped up quick. I think we were like kind of in that middle ground. Like, kids older than us, like, nobody would have even thought to give their kid a phone in middle school, but
right.
It like kind of started happening with our...
Like that first generation, or like one of those first generations where it's like, we're all...
Like, I remember hearing about Instagram and things like that. I didn't get I got social media, like, in that summer before high school, like, when I got the phone.
Yeah.
But even then, to me, it wasn't really popular. It wasn't anywhere near what it's like now.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I remember I got Snapchat in like 7th grade. I think I had Facebook in like
maybe Facebook was first.
Facebook, I feel like everyone gets Facebook first because that one kind of makes more sense. Like, it's not, I feel like it's more practical, especially with like your family and older generations. A lot of people know Facebook, know how to use it.
Right.
It just makes sense.
Like, there's not content producers on there.
Well, there are, but
for your attention.
Right. It's not like, that's not like the main appeal to Facebook.
Yeah.
But first it was Facebook, and then 7th grade got Snapchat, and then my mom didn't let me get Instagram until I was like a junior in high school.
Nice.
Yeah. And then it kind of opened up the floodgates. Just like that, I feel like Instagram was like, that's real social media. Like the stuff that's like kind of what you got to stay away from.
Mm-hmm. I've actually been off of it since like a week after getting engaged.
I'm proud of you, man. Yeah. How does it feel?
It's great. It feels good to not, it feels good to not be on it because I don't feel like I'm missing anything.
Right.
Whereas, like, maybe when I had it, I was tricked into thinking, like, oh, I got to
go on here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to check it.
What I have found though is like I think my time goes to other apps.
Yeah.
Like I downloaded X and like I scroll through that sometimes.
Yeah, that's a dangerous one. Yeah.
But for the most part, like my social media use is strictly down to like simply communicating, like Snapchat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for me it took like, because I've been off Instagram for probably like, I don't know, maybe a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like re-download it or like reactivate my account every once in a while, like I did after my wedding. But yeah, I think it takes like 2 weeks, maybe a week, just to like realize that the world doesn't end after you don't check to see, or like you don't post anything and people. And then it's like, yeah, I'm better off not caring about this. It like, I don't know. When we're at work, I don't know if your work has this sort of code, but they say bandwidth. Like, are you at bandwidth, or are you over bandwidth, or do you have some bandwidth? Basically, like what's on your plate.
Your like capacity.
Right, for work. And I feel like that's also a good analogy for our brains and what we can focus on, in our life every day. It's like, okay, how much bandwidth is Instagram or Snapchat or like all TikTok? How much bandwidth is it taking up, and what is it taking away from that I could be excelling in?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's basically a more complex way of saying it's a really bad time waster.
It is, because it's your full attention while you're using it. It's not something you can background use. No. And it's what value is it actually providing you while you're on it?
Yeah, nothing.
Because even if, like, for the years I was using it every day, even if I saw a funny meme, right? Like, it provided me happiness in that moment. I couldn't tell you a single one right now.
That's a good.
It's like it doesn't.
It's a good test case. Yeah.
Yeah, like it didn't make me funnier, right? It didn't add any value to my life.
There's nothing on Instagram that I could like point to right now and say, "Oh, this was really helpful for my life."
Added value to my life.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I mean, maybe you learn about like what the old friend from high school is up to. Like that's fun. Like if you run into them, like now you have a little basis for conversation. But like on the off chance that happens,
but do you
does it matter? Does that matter?
Yeah,
I don't think it does.
Or is that even a value? Because I think like
just talking to them face to face would be
right.
better.
Or why do you need like I feel like it sprouts opportunities for like negative thoughts. Like, okay, yeah, you know what your high school friends are doing. For me though, I feel like I would just be comparing myself to my high school kid. Like that's what I think I do a lot. Dude, you know what I do it a lot on is LinkedIn. I like to look up the kids from high school and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like,
what's your career?
Yeah, like
how did you turn out?
Yeah.
That's true too. I think a lot of my Instagram has been replaced with LinkedIn as well.
Dude, LinkedIn is there's this really crude meme I have to show you after this about LinkedIn. But it's basically like everyone patting themselves on the back. It's so cheesy. I hate LinkedIn, but like I do like to go on there and just just lurk on other people. But
yeah, it's true. It's there's no replacement to like actually talking to people.
Yeah.
Right? And comparison itself is the thief of joy. I know that's a saying, but there's actually so much truth to it.
Yeah.
Because if you're not okay with who you are,
yeah, it's a big one. But I like X though. I like the idea of knowing what people like celebrity. I hate to use the word celebrities, but like people who are popular.
It's a free marketplace of ideas.
I like to know what they're thinking.
Yeah, because it's not like that's really all it is, right? Mm-hmm. It's like celebrities or influencers. It's just commentators, thoughts, right? Yeah. Like it's sentences. It's not really content.
Yeah.
I think that makes it way different and like less harmful.
Yeah.
again, can make the argument that like if a bad idea like catches traction, on a platform like that, like is it the platform's fault?
No.
Or is it your fault for listening?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is kind of a saying now, but like I think the only answer for bad ideas is good ideas and like making them heard, like answering bad ideas with good ideas.
And like letting people come to that conclusion themselves.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to
convince them. If it's a better idea, I think you'll convince them,
the good ideas always win.
Right. Yeah. What do you think of the community notes feature?
On X?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is, honestly.
I guess maybe what are you scrolling through on X? Is it like sports stuff?
It's mainly sports, yeah. I follow people that are in the know and
yeah.
And honestly, like what gets me on there the most is like other people I know sending me tweets.
Oh.
And then like I click on it and then like I'm there.
Yeah, I like the more like if I'm gonna be on X, I like to see political stuff, like what's going on in the political world. But people make like wild claims or whatever, or they'll say something, and then community notes is like part of Twitter, and it's like fact checking. We kind of talked about it in an earlier episode.
That's right.
But it's supposedly pretty good, so it's not like biased or anything. Elon's really got that locked down.
So, like, who contributes to the community notes? Is it just the community?
I think
anybody can.
I honestly don't know. I'm under the impression that you can become like a certified person contributing as like a community noter or whatever. And then it's like a bunch of people will read a tweet and they will say like, this is correct, this is not, like, community noters. They'll say, this is correct, this is not correct, or we need to add context or whatever. And then it's just like a group effort to vote on like what is written there. I don't know. I think Elon has talked about it on Joe Rogan a bit, but I can't really remember.
Well, I think that's a pretty good format because all the people that would be community noters, they wouldn't necessarily be in league with each other.
Yeah, I think it's perfect.
It's
like a struggle.
Yeah, it's like that type of refinement.
Yeah, and it has to be pretty clear cut for a community note to like come in and be like people on all sides have to agree that, oh, this tweet is like wildly like not correct, and the community, and then it's like, oh yeah, the community note is you can have some assurance in this because people on both sides agree. Like, no,
I think that's what separates X from the other platforms then, right? Because it's like I think there's actually value to be derived from a free marketplace of ideas.
Yeah.
Whereas the other social media apps, I mean, sure, ideas can be shared on them, but it's more about.
But they're not centered around ideas and speaking and like a struggle over ideas. It's Instagram
entertainment.
Yeah, Instagram.
Like what gets the most.
And we are the entertainment. Like I heard
you're the product.
You are the product. You are producing the product and you're also consuming it,
Right. It's a genius formula.
It is. It really is. But Instagram is, I would say, entertainment and mainly pictures, and then you have oh shit.
Gosh darn it.
It's good. It's fine.
Pictures?
And Facebook is, I don't know, Facebook is kind of out, I'd say.
Yeah.
Although you can, Facebook, have you ever been on like Facebook Marketplace?
A little bit.
It works. I like Facebook Marketplace. Also, there are like Facebook groups and like Facebook events, and that sort of stuff is pretty neat. Mm-hmm. Facebook still works like that. I like that, but yeah, I think
I think that's what separates it from. I think like Instagram and TikTok are like close to each other.
Yeah,
in the way of like this. Yeah. The whole point is to keep people on the app as long as possible.
Yeah.
And that's what like generates revenue for them.
Yeah.
And it's like the illusion of connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time you use it, it's just you alone.
So what's the next social media you're giving up? I've like
Be real.
Really?
Yeah.
That one does seem kind of dumb.
It's just gotten dumb. It used to be fun. Now it's like, I mean, we just not Americanized it, just ruined it because they've gotten away from
too preppy.
Preppy. It's just the original idea was like, this is real social media, right? Like you're gonna post, like when you don't want to post, like just to show how your life really is. But they've added all these tweaks where like it's just another way to like flaunt your life.
Yeah,
pretty much. So they just ruined it.
That's one I'm glad I never got into. Actually, I like never got into it, and I'm.
That's good.
I'm proud.
I was there like at the very, very close to the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really unique idea.
Yeah.
It was fun because you see this notification and like you could be like doing something really stupid, but like, people are gonna see it. Like your friends are gonna see it.
Yeah, and that's like funny too. Yeah.
Now it's like people always post it late because they want to like show what they're up to.
Yeah.
And then if you post like early enough, you can also post like multiple during the day.
Wow.
So you can just like take another picture of what you're doing. It's just
dumb.
weird. And then, yeah, I think the one fun part about it is you could look back on like every day.
Oh,
like see
that is kind of cool.
And like remember things.
I've seen apps before where it's kind of like take one picture of yourself every day and then like splice or like a 1 second video of whatever's going on every day and then splices it all together and it's like, oh, that is cool. But yeah, one that I've wanted to ditch
getting off,
one is Snapchat, but it's so hard because
it's communicative.
Communication. But I want to get off of it.
I agree.
For the same reasons we're talking about Instagram with like stories on Snapchat. Like I don't want to see what people are doing anymore. Like I don't want to be spending bandwidth on what is so and so from high school doing today, or like what is some kid I met freshman year doing today. You know, like it's just not.
It's no value.
But if it's there, I'm gonna watch it. You know, like I'm just stupid like that.
You could just lock the right side of the screen.
Yes.
And like only see like people you're talking to.
So I've
just texting.
Yeah. And then I have like a ton of pictures in the cloud part, like the memories or whatever. Yeah. So I'd have to like take like hours to like download everything that I like, and then I don't know. And then there are people, you know, that I would message, and like group chats are kind of tough because Snapchat is good with group chats.
Good with group chats, but yeah, honestly, if there was a way, like besides the pictures thing, because I think when you save a memory, it goes to your camera roll.
Not on mine. You can set that option, but yeah.
Because like, so there's a workaround there, but it's like it's the group chats you can't get away from. Cause like, for me, if there was a way, I could just transfer all my group chats to a different app,
right?
Or like connect them. I don't know.
Or if I could just like, probably just reach out to these people and like give me your number.
Yeah.
Be more intentional about like reaching out to them.
I think at the end of the day, it's all about discipline, right?
Yeah.
Like we can complain that the app isn't different.
Yeah.
But like any change has to start here. Like our decision to like get off of Instagram.
Yeah.
That wasn't.
I just think about what I could be doing. You know, like I think you get the weekly like screen time reports on the iPhone, and mine's always like, I think it's like probably like 4.5 hours a day, maybe like 5 hours a day I'm on my phone, which I can't even really tell if that's a lot or not a lot anymore, because it used to be, I remember when I'm like a couple of years ago, it was like 6 hours a day, which was not good. It was like during COVID, but like what could I be doing with that time? That
a lot.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro talks about like he gets asked a lot about productivity because he obviously is like a very high functioning, like productive adult, and he said, and he's like, you know, he helps run like $1 million business, like a multi-million-dollar business. Yeah. He's got like 4 kids, he's married, blah, blah, blah. And he says you have to get really good at switching tasks easily. So be working on something and then be able to like just flip the switch and work on something else, which I'm pretty bad at. Like if I want the motivation to like complete homework, I have to be able to like
settle in.
Yeah. But
I agree with him.
Yeah.
It's true. And I think the key there is distraction.
Yeah.
Right. Cause if you need to settle in, that means like you're taking care of all your distractions before you can switch to the task you need to complete.
Mm-hmm.
Like for him, I think cuts out all the distractions and just has like the tasks in front of him and he can go boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Things like that.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that activity that Weagle set up where you got to document in 30-minute increments, like what you're doing with your day. Yeah. Like, yeah. What could I do with an extra like 3 hours of my day? I mean, we talked about this a few episodes ago, but when you're working, you realize how little time you have to like mess around or like fuck around. Like you got to get to work and because like let's say you work 30 minutes away. That's an hour of driving. Mm-hmm. And then, like if you're making food, eating dinner, it's another couple hours. Yep. You're working 8 hours. Ideally, you're going to sleep like 7 hours, 8 hours. It leaves like 8 hours left to drive to work and back, cook food, eat, probably go to the gym.
Yeah, it's hard to come by.
It's like...
Yeah, and I think we talked about this too. It's like something has to give if you're trying to smush all that in. Yeah. Without making all those processes more efficient. Like usually it's sleep that goes first.
What should give is like the one thing that provides the least amount of value to your life, which is social media. Yeah. I'd say.
Yeah. Right. So at the end of the day, it starts from within and like your discipline, how committed you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. To being efficient.
Yeah.
Like realizing that the thing that you want to cut out or the first thing that needs to go actually isn't important. So maybe it starts from the top. Like what are my priorities?
Yeah.
Like meeting those first.
Mm-hmm.
If that's like time with family, you're gonna.
Yeah. Okay. Last few minutes here. Give me a few goals that you have for winter break.
I don't really have a break, but.
Oh, yeah. When do you start work? Like, what do you have off?
I just have Friday the 29th off, and then Christmas Day off.
Are you working remotely then?
I'm gonna work remotely the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, be back in the office like first week of January. But during this time, I'll be back home.
Yeah.
So goal for winter break.
Yeah, give me some things you're thinking about.
'Cause I'm not like home very often.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's certain things I can only do while I'm at home. That's like build relationships with my family face to face. Like people I don't see when I'm here in Madison, like people I don't see. So I mean, that's really just what's top of mind. It's like when I'm not working, how am I relating well to the people I'm around?
Yeah, I kind of had a similar goal. I feel like there are a lot of people that I need to call more, and like reach out to. And it's such an easy thing to do, and it's fruitful. So I kind of have that goal. Like over break, I want to try and like call 2 people a week. Just have like a 30-minute conversation. Just reconnect.
Strongly recommend that. Over the last couple of years, like a lot of people I've been close to have moved away.
Yeah.
Been like, I've called them, like a handful of them, like at least once a month, really, for a couple of years now. And I mean, it makes it feel like no time has ever passed. Like once you actually do see them again.
Yeah.
I'd highly recommend it. Especially because I mean you'll be on the road.
Yeah.
Like you'll be out of state like the next 2 years.
Dude, we could talk about that for
a while.
Could. Yeah. You have any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, last year I started this again. Well, first deleting BeReal.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to cut down other distractions on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's always with the new year helps.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always like cut out an unhealthy food beginning of the year.
Yeah, so you cut out sweets.
I did. I started with sweets and I did like half the year. I kind of lost steam because I think I just kind of gave up.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna start it again.
Okay.
Not like I feel like there's something wrong with my diet needs to change. I just think not eating sweets is difficult.
Yeah.
Like the better you are at doing difficult things,
better discipline. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree.
It starts with the little stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been working out like 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay.
Definitely want to keep that up.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about like reading a book?
Mm-hmm.
I want to read more than one, I guess, over the course of the year. But over break, I started 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've had the book since high school, and I've read it before, but I've never like finished it.
Yeah.
So I want to read that.
That's your resolution?
For break, but like
calling people reading.
Yeah, I want to read more. I don't know.
Eat better.
I want to be more dedicated to like my my
wife.
My wife, my interests, because I don't want to turn it. I feel like the older I get, the more obsolete I get. Mm-hmm. I've had this thought. This is and we can I'll just be brief with this, but I feel like the older I get, the more obsolete I get. Like I get more out of shape. I get more stiff. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm getting worse at guitar. I just feel like
this is morbid.
Yeah, like I feel like I've less like motivation to. I feel like I need to try more, to learn things, to do things, to be good at things.
Like you want to improve at things rather than not improve at things.
Yeah,
get worse at things.
It like takes effort nowadays. Yeah. I don't know So anyway, I wanna be less obsolete and spend less of my bandwidth on things that bring me no value, like social media.
Great goal.
Yeah.
And true, and that'll touch like every area of your life.
Yeah.
Too, because if you see yourself like improving at guitar, like, well, I want to improve at this now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's broad, but like it opens the door for a lot of different goals, I guess. But
if you have more bandwidth, you have more capacity to improve.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like if you're putting more effort into everything you're doing.
Yeah. I don't want to be some boring adult, like a boring guy who,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Good goal.
All right. Any final remarks?
Final remarks? Gotta leave.
Okay. All right. This was fun.
Sure was.
We'll talk to you soon. Awesome. Bye.